first, I want to say like freaking thank you. Thank you to everybody watching my videos and everything. So in the last few weeks, we've been getting a lot of attention and having a lot of growth. And because we having a lot of growth, a lot of my older videos on the channel, because people been really loving these new videos, so they go watch all the videos. One video been getting a lot of attention. I think it's like 2,200 views or something. That's a lot for me, and I'm happy because of that. But it's a video I created like 3 years ago, probably almost 4 years ago, and the video is titled "Is Gerald a Scam?" and it's me talking about am I a scam. Ah shit. I know you probably came here for me to tell you about me not being a scam, but that's actually what this video is not about. Plot twist. But either way, if you come to watch this video at this point, you should know a little bit about me and know that I'm not a scam. I know. Young Gerard. Young Gerard. But I actually want to talk about that because it's a very important lesson for every person to learn from. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about that time. So at that time, I think that was like 2020. So I know exactly where I was, and I remember what house I was living in. I was right during COVID. So in 2020, this was at the time like the business was pretty new. I was working with a decent amount of artists at this point, maybe like 50 or so. But it wasn't like a program. It was like working with them kind of like a one-to-one group type sessions. And in this particular like environment, I had some artists do really well out the gate. But because I had like no testimonials, no one knew me. I was pretty new. I was like this little kid. When I tell you, it got so much backlash that it was crazy. I mean, people saying like, this gotta be a scam. This is some BS. If you trust this kid, you're an idiot. This is just absolutely foolish. I wouldn't even watch his video. And it was just like from just the internet. Like when people say the internet is real, the internet was real. It was from no person that ever worked with me. Like it was just people that just see me at first sight online and just made an instant assumption and decision about who I was, and they just went when it became crazy. And the crazy part is, at this time, I was so eager. This was before all of like full blown like internet gurus like they have today, and everybody got these programs today. This was like before all of that. So like I was just eager just to share like what I was learning with artists and teach it to them because I knew it was working. And I was so excited. And the minute I started to like run ads and talk about it online, it was insane. Now, I laugh about it today because it kind of come around like full circle and things are going extremely well. Luckily, we don't have that anymore. It's probably because of the amount of testimonials and results our artists have. Like it's over 100 now, just testimonials alone. But at that time, like I laugh about it today, but when I created that video, I was in such a down place, like such a negative place. I don't like to use the words like negative or what's the word? Depression or words like that. But I was in such a negative place because like at this time I spent a lot of time like currently working on like my mindset and regulating my emotions and things like that. But at this time I didn't have that knowledge. And I was still working on mindset myself. And like seeing those negative comments used to just beat me up. I kid you not, used to beat me. It got to the point where I stopped trying to grow the business at this time. And we had artists, like I remember we had a particular artist named Louise McNutt. Louise McNutt was one of the first artists that worked with me, really known in the UK. Her very first 2 months, she did 36,000 in art sales, which was crazy. It was crazy for me. It was crazy for her. Like we was ecstatic about it. She let me run ads about her doing that. And when people seen those ads, it like, I don't know why, they just became angry. Like visuals became angry. So it got to the point where I decided like, you know what? I stopped running ads. Like I slowed down ads and everything. I was like, I'm going to just focus on the artists I already work with. Like I'm not even going to try to get and work with new artists. Like it started weighing on me that much. And luckily, I was able to like stay with the process I was doing is because I had nothing else. Like art always was my life. So it ain't like I had a plan B or a second option if this didn't work. Like this was my passion. My passion was initially creating artwork. Then I just went down this rabbit hole. I want to help artists sell artwork, and I became obsessed with it. So when me becoming just obsessed with this process, I knew like this was it. This is what I'm doing. Now, what happened was, as I'm on this journey, and I'm looking down because there are some notes I want to make sure I don't miss. As I'm on this journey, I'm seeing like me getting like all these negative comments, and I'm looking at at this time it was very, very few like competitors, like other programs out there, like very few, maybe two. And I remember like this one guy, I'm not gonna say no names or no programs or anything, but like there's this one older guy who's like basically saying like he can help artists sell art, same thing. And like I was like looking him up, and I was seeing like there was not one single negative comment about him, like not one. Like everybody was so accepting of him, and I get it. It was probably because he was like much older. He was much older. Like had to be in like his 50s or 60s, and he was also still painting. I wasn't painting. Like I put all my energy to teaching how to sell artwork, like deep into education on selling art. So I stopped creating art, and he was still creating art. And I remember like at this point, I already felt defeated. And I remember I went to my mentor, and I talked about this before, like subliminally, but I went to my mentor, and I never forget. My mentor told me, he said, "Here's the thing. Keep your head down and stay focused. And a test of time is always the ultimate test." He says, like, you're on year 1, year 2, like with your business actually running. Dude, you a little like peewee, like you just getting started. If you quit now, then you're freaking like, he's like, you're freaking, you suck, like you're a quitter, like this was never meant for you. So stay committed. And I'm like, stay committed for like how long? Because they're like, I don't think it's gonna get any better. He's like, do at least 10 years. Like you need to put in your 10 years. I'm like, 10 years? That seems like a long time. Like keep your head down for 10 years. And then he said one thing. He says, I promise you, in 10 years, if you stay consistent and you just like don't worry about what anybody say, like don't look at that stuff online that they're saying about you, and you just stay consistent, you will be on top and you're gonna crush it. Fun fact, going through those next 2 years, really like going through that next year of 2020, the same guy, I became, I started like looking at everything he was doing, how many artists he was working with, and I went from seeing him like show ads with him in his studio, like showing ads like him in his studio talking about what he offer and how I work for visual artists. Then like a lot of artists started working with him because once again he was already older, he had the look, he had it, right? No results. But anyway, what happened was, next thing you know, I started seeing ads of him like creating ads of him like touring the world, but talking about like how he helped artists sell art. So it'd be like him on a mountain in freaking, I don't know where, like in freaking overseas somewhere on a mountain, and the next thing you know, he's like in the ocean, and like you could tell like he started traveling because at this point he's made a lot of money. And then that's when it hit me, like that's when I knew, like, hey, if you stay focused and you stay committed and you really, really, really hone in on like what you want, what you genuinely want, which is like helping artists and growing a successful company, you will be on top. And today, I do not see that other guy anymore, like at all. I'm pretty sure like he made a lot of money at the time from artists. Unfortunately, I invested with him, and then he probably been like closed the program for all I know. But I'm saying this to say this, because I decided to stay focused. Now my mentor told me like year 10 is the year. I'm currently on like year 4, year 5, and I'm I'm fulfilled with like the response I get from the audience I have today. Like my ads don't even get negative comments because the people that see my ads been seeing them for the last 3 and 4 years. They're like, wow, this guy's legit. Like he's here, he's still here, he's crushing it. I'm seeing the results, and like that really warms my heart. Like that, like the way that makes me feel is just absolutely insane. And I'm looking at my notes because I don't want to forget anything. Because I have some key things I'm talking to you about. Here's the thing. What am I getting at with this? Right now, you're probably on your journey of trying to like build your art career. And trust me, it's not gonna be easy whatsoever. Like whatsoever. You're gonna have people saying like, that artwork is freaking horrible, it looks like shit. And it's just because the internet just have like freaking trolls. That's just what we have. Like unfortunately and fortunately, and the internet gives people the freedom of speech. But with the freedom of speech, you get people saying stuff that they would never say in person, like ever say in person. But they're said online because they get to hide behind a computer. And usually those people that are saying those things online don't usually have nothing going for themselves. If you click on their profile and see who those people are, they usually have like a fake photo. It's always some like extremely negative stuff on a page and things like that, right? And I'm trying to say, it was me at one point where like I never thought about like stopping what I was doing, but I genuinely thought about slowing down what I was trying to create. Like genuinely. And about to slow down and just focus on the 50 artists I saw I was working with at the moment, you would not be seeing these videos right now. Like there's somebody watching these videos right now that's getting a lot of value and like freaking probably love these videos. And if I would have stopped, we would never have connected. We would have never met. The artists I work with, we almost had 1,000 clients. That would have never been the case. Like I went from 50 to now impacting hundreds, almost 1,000 artists' lives, which is phenomenal. So I'm saying to say, you have that impact in you. And I talk to so many artists, and so many artists be afraid to like put themselves out online and really share and be vulnerable because we're scared of what that feedback may look like from the people who are already negative anyway. The people that's gonna write a negative comment on your post, and after they write that negative comment, they're gonna scroll 4 more times and even completely forget they even left a negative comment on your post. But that negative comment is gonna weigh on you. It's gonna weigh on you like freaking bricks in a book sack on your back. And I was there. Like I was there. So I'm saying to say, it's not gonna be easy by any means. But if you willing to put in those 10 years, it's a game changer. It'll change your entire life. Like if you willing to put in those 10 years and just commit 1,000%. And by the way, when I say commit 1,000%, I'm not talking about painting in your studio every single day. Like I talk to artists, like I'm committed, I paint every day. That's the hobby. Like that's what you love. That's what you're gonna do. I'm talking like committing to like actually getting yourself out there, posting, making those vulnerable posts, doing those things that you're kind of hesitant to do, pushing your limits. If you push your 10 years in and you still here, you will succeed because the test of time never failed. And that's the reality. The test of time never fail. And if you end up putting those 10 years, in 10 years you'll be doing your victory lap. And I'm a testament to this because I'm on freaking year 4, year 5. And I've already seen a change. And like I cannot explain how like amazing it feels to have the community that I have that believe in what I do. From the artists that work with me to the ones that just follow me on Instagram. Like there's now 30,000 visual artists that follow me on Instagram simply because they want to hear the things I have to say and it resonate with them. That's me putting in my years. And if you put in your years, you will have no choice but to succeed. But on that journey, I can promise you it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. You're going to deal with some assholes on the way. Assholes who care nothing about you, but they just have such negative life themselves that they just have to say something negative. Like I kid you not, literally yesterday, someone commented on one of my videos and I just smiled. And I'm like, wow. And he said, he literally said, this person, he says, I literally just comment on your video just to tell you I think this is bullshit. And I was like, thank you. Like, thank you. I don't know what you want me to say to that. Like, okay, I appreciate that. Thank you for your feedback, right? But I'm pretty sure the guy probably went on with the rest of his day and then told somebody else something negative. So what I'm saying is, like, you have a mission. And there's a lot of people you can impact through your art. And it's up to you to select, you know what, I'm not going to let the people that's not going to be impacted by my art stop me from impacting the people whose lives I could potentially change through the work I create. That's it. And if you've been here since 2020 or so, I want to say thank you. Like, thank you to the ones that gave me a hard time on this journey, because it only made me stronger. Thank you to the ones that gave me the opportunity to, I guess you could say, like, show who I really am and show that I'm really committed and show that I actually want this and I love this and I'm passionate. And over those last 4 years, 5 years, that's not been one vacation I took. Not one. And I'm proud of that because I love what I do and I don't want to build something crazy. I'm trying to say, like, put in your 10 years. Forget the partying, the vacays. Like, it's okay to take a break. You should take a break. But if you genuinely put in 10 years, hard 10 years, success will be the only option. And 10 years may seem like it's such a long time, and that's what I thought. But the time gonna pass anyway. And I don't know if you're anything like me, but I always thought to myself, even when I was young, I was like, if I would have just did this for 2 years, I'd be right here right now. If I would have just did this 5 years ago, I'd be right here right now. But the reality is, where you at right now is where you at. You can't change it, but we can change where we going. But it starts with us being strong. You have to be strong mentally and not let the freaking assholes slow you down. Hopefully somebody take this video to heart and it just change your actions and turn you into a badass. And then you just like completely ignore, put a wall up to block all the freaking assholes out there. And you focus on delivering an amazing message and beautiful artwork to those that are going to resonate with you. Peace.